All right, welcome back. I've definitely got the stuffy nose and the sore throat going on. So, just prefacing this, trying to get rid of it badly because I have no time to be sick. Um, Now, I want to show you this. This is my banger vault. Okay. I am starting to build a collection of spiritual information that I've stumbled across over the years. There's so much in here, but we're going to cover one of these that I collected. Okay. I think that everyone should do this. Uh, what I do is all of this is in my camera roll, right? I store it in my camera roll. I simply take screenshots. Um, but dude, there's so much in my camera roll still that hasn't made it into this vault. Okay. But I recommend that you start going through your camera roll because camera rolls are an extension of our brain. Okay. Think about it. You go to a concert, first thing you do, you're sticking up your phone um, instead of watching with your brain so that you can document that into the camera roll and watch it whenever. So I've talked before about how the camera roll immortalizes you a little bit. Um, think about like a dead person's camera roll, how weird that is, right? It's like a part of their memory 3D manifested, in a collection that you can browse. Excuse me. So I think everyone should do this. All you do if you have a picture, let's say we've got this picture, you just click that this button right here. Click that button and click Drive, Google Drive, and then you can put stuff in. But let's talk about this one. Use the 9 to 5 to fund a 5 to 9, and then once built, use the 5 to 9 to fund 24/7. I absolutely love this quote. And for a lot of you, you might be in the 9 to 5 position. You have to escape it. There's a window that's closing, in my opinion, and it is closing. Like, there's a gap right now that you can kind of, people are escaping um, through various means: AI businesses, crypto businesses, content creation. That's like the big three, honestly. Um, but the premise of this is it kind of goes back to my story with internet business, which is that I would come home from school, which essentially was my job at that point, and I would work more. So instead of just chilling, I would work more. And I always explained it as you have to start two different lives. Your one life, you're working your regular job, and then this secret life, you're building a master plan to exit the matrix, right? And exit that job. Every moment I was at my other job, as much as I could, I was plotting to get out of there, only absorbing things that would help me get out of there, right? That's the energy you have to be on. So think about that. A 9 to 5, you come home, all you want to do is sleep, all you want to do is just chill, pleasure, right? Finally, some pleasure versus all your work. But this is why there's such a big gap where people can't escape. It's because putting in that 5 to 9 is literally impossible. It feels too hard to do. Feels way too hard to do. And then that eventually, like it says, funds your 24/7. So you just live. Uh, you do both. You have to do both. Or if you've built up enough money, you can float. That's a crazy spot to be in, right? If you quit your job and you have big stacks of cash from the job or from whatever, and you float on that money until your business is going. Um, but use the 9 to 5 to fund the 5 to 9, and then use the 5 to 9 to eventually it will just outweigh it. For example, with me, it was the business just outweighed my job. It was like, I don't need to do this anymore, and I don't want to do this anymore. I didn't want to do it from the start. Okay. I don't think a lot of people do. Like, if we're being honest, they don't want to work a regular job. Now, two things. 9 to 5 as a concept might go away. Okay. And you're either bullish or bearish on that, right? And you're either excited or pissed about that. But that is what is at play. They are trying to do that. They are trying to get rid of work and labor for human beings. Okay. Like, I would argue that a human worker would make more mistakes than a robot. Right? Like, you're vulnerable to everything that comes with being a human being. And robots aren't. What else? Yeah, that's what they're trying to do, right? So there's two paths. You either like end up losing your 9 to 5 and be on universal basic income, or you're going to escape the 9 to 5 before that happens, because it still could be further out than they say. Okay, they're saying it's coming quickly. I don't think it can come that quickly. I think we're on the road for sure. We're on the path for sure to that. Now, I want to maybe start developing a real community around this channel, especially for people who are watching deep into these videos and watching the whole videos, because dude, some of you are leaving great comments and it relates to stuff that I'm talking about 10 minutes into the video, which that's what I want to see, because those people are actually watching. So I don't know, let me know if you would join something, maybe make it just free, and then I kind of want to do some mentorship style stuff. If you need mindset mentorship, I feel like I can easily level up anybody with what I know and what I've done. I can easily level up anybody. But you're going to have to listen. Like, you're going to have to be open to changing and leveling up. Because if you're not open to leveling up, you can't, right? How can you help someone who doesn't want to be helped? You just can't. So maybe start making something like that, because people are going to need to look up to leaders and voices that are real human beings, not AI, not propaganda. They're going to need that person where they can, and that community where they can come and discuss the really deep, terrible agendas at play. Some good agendas at play these days, but it's gonna go so wrong and so far. Like, how do you even survive, right? That's the spot we want to be in. And then we've got the crypto stuff for people who want to learn it through crypto. But I think there's a lot of you who are very spiritual people, and like want to be part of something that's fully pure. And here's the leverage. Like, if I continue to do crypto stuff, I will have the means and the money to do something in a really pure way, where it's just fully pure. You don't have to like drop ads on everything and all this, right? You can just do something in a really pure way if my livelihood doesn't rely on it, right? Most influencers and content creators, they have to do ads. We have to do ads on some of our pages and stuff like that, and build paid communities and stuff, because our livelihood depends on it. We took the jump. We quit our jobs. I quit my job. I dropped out of school. Megan quit her job, right? So we have to do that type of stuff. And guess what? If you were in the same position, you would do it too. You would do it too. And apply that sentence to the rest of your life. Because if you were in that person's situation, you'd probably do the same thing they did.